everyone, and welcome to Awakening Wednesday. I'm very happy that you're here, and knowing that right where you are experiencing the magnificence of all that life is. And we have a great night in store tonight. I'm very excited about tonight. Inside Out. Woo, 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 woo. And we're also following along. The Rev started last Sunday, is the beginning of our Conscious Giving Month, the month of February. And so tonight, as we explore Inside Out, we will also touch that realm and hopefully engage you in continuing to do your inner work so that you can express in a greater way in your outer world. So with that being said, let us just take this moment and take a breath in. Breathing in this very instant, the divine magnificence that life is. I'm giving thanks for this day. How beautiful the weather. It's like a beautiful spring day in winter. And knowing that in this moment, we have the opportunity to stop and be grateful. I'm grateful for Al Floyd coming out tonight, supporting me in such a magnificent way. I'm grateful for all of you there and all of you here. I'm grateful. I am grateful for this day, this Wednesday, that is also in recognition of Black History Month, as we continue to celebrate and appreciate our history. With a heart filled with the divine love and joy, 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 joy. We let this joy out through a divine, yes, it is good. Knowing that this good surrounds us, enfolds us, it is blessing us, and we lift up this consciousness of good in and through us, because we are feeling good. So tonight, one of the songs I love, as we're getting ready, this song I love because it absolutely allows us to share in the beauty and magnificence of feeling good. And let's see, you should see a little green light over there, Al. Okay, great, that means it's coming. The green light is there? Okay. It just takes... It should be green. You should see a green light of it moving. All right, can you turn it up a little bit? Maybe that's it. Let's see here. Let's try auto and see. Is auto green? Is it on? Let's turn the auto light on. The beauty of technology. We are not. Okay, we're going to come back to that. So, as we get ready for tonight, I have a little slide to show you. Just all kind of little goodies happened right before I came on, and I see that one of the slides that I have is gone. Do you see the transition slide? You see video there? May say transition on it. Never mind. We're just gonna we're gonna flow in the yeah. It's there. So Let's do this. All right. Okay, let's turn on mic two. Check. There we go. So let's just put that aside because we know good is everywhere and technology is doing its thing. We just had something crazy happen right before, so maybe it's having a little feedback. But moving right along, Inside Out. I don't know, for those of you that aren't familiar, Inside Out is a Disney movie. And I saw this movie, I don't know, 8 years ago, something like that. And I was really blown away with how it was addressing emotions and feelings. And it's a kid movie. But boy, I feel like every adult should see Inside Out. And recently, sharing that with Dana, part of our loving community, she's like, oh, I'd like to see it again too. So we just recently saw it again together. And it did not, I was so excited and satisfied. Of course, when you see a movie a second time, you see different things. Even though it had been a very long time, it is amazing. And so Inside Out, one of the great takeaways from this movie is that, well, there's a little girl, let me start there, Riley. And you see the emotions of Riley when she's a baby, when she's a youngster, when she moves to like she's 8, 9 years old. You know, kids are making decisions and things. And so she has joy, and their joy is a blue color. She has disgust, which is green. She has anger, which is red. And these are the colors of the emotions. And so you see them. They're little animated characters. She has fear, which is like black and white, and worried about everything. So it's really quite amazing to see the emotion, how it's unfolding. And so joy is running the ship. Joy is very intent on making sure that Riley has nothing but joy in her life every day, that her memories are just filled with joy. And the other emotion that's involved is sadness. And sadness is like this dark blue. And so sadness is told, don't touch anything, because her memories are like these balls of light. And when they hold them up to the light, you can see the reflection of the memory unfolding. It's really very cool. So like there's a memory of family, and there's one with friends. And these memories help create her personality. So it's like, whoa. And the first time, I'm telling you, I saw this, I was like, this is a kid's movie? Because I could relate, of course, because we all have emotions and we all have feelings. And so as the story unfolds, sadness starts to touch more of the balls. And every time sadness touches a memory, the whole energy of sadness takes over. And I could feel myself like, no, 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 no. We want joy, we want joy. Now, fear and anger only had brief moments because joy was really taking control of everything. Really amazing. And so sadness just kept touching these memories. And when she would touch them, they would go from this memory of joy to sadness. The memory itself would get dark. And joy was like, no. She created this little circle for her to stand in. It was like, you stand in this circle and read the manual on how this whole contraption works, which I thought was really amazing. And so sadness touches this memory, and joy in her excitement to control it. They get pulled out of headquarters. They get pulled out of headquarters, and they're thrown into the abyss of all of Riley's thoughts. And there's hundreds, thousands of them. They're stacked high. So, the first thought that I was like, wow. And some of them are just laying dormant. Some of them are active behind the scene, but they're not happening in her life that she can see, but they're running. And so I was like, whoa, that is awesome to see your emotions, to see them operating in your life where you're not controlling them. The emotion is controlling. And I know as we do this work here that we understand the importance of being able to observe our emotions. We know that they add a great deal of life and structure to our world that we are creating daily. And if we're not in observance and controlling our emotions, then our emotions are controlling us. So as Reverend Kevin began this month off with this beautiful awareness that we are lifting our consciousness, we are working our consciousness in regards to finances. And whether finance is your thing or not, as he said, if you're stuck in finances or not, maybe it's health, maybe it's a relationship. It could be a multiple of things. It could be many different things. But the process is still the same, to lift the consciousness of whatever that is that you're stuck in. And so getting back to the movie Inside Out, you see even with this young girl, there are emotions that are running, that are playing, that things that happened in her life that took control, took hold. We're going to do a little exercise later on. But the message of the movie is that we require all of our emotions. Sometimes in this teaching, people tend to think that we have to be happy 24/7, that joy is all that there is. And one of the things that I love about Abraham Hicks is that everything is important. Every emotion and feeling is important. Every vibration is important. We need them all. And this movie was a beautiful representation of that. And so joy and sadness get kicked out of the control room, and they're in the abyss of all of her thoughts. Thoughts are everywhere, and they're stacked, and they're in different colors. Times when they're red for when she was angry, or green when she was disgusted or put off by something. The bright light ones are her yummy memories and emotions. And in the midst of this, it's like you're inside her brain. So in the midst of this, you see her memories about family. You see her memories about friends. You see her memories about things she loves and enjoys in life. And just like with us, the things that she's excited about and she loves, they have expansion. They have stories that are within the story, around the story. But the things that she's kind of like, she doesn't think about that much, it's thrown away. It's kicked over there. And so as joy and sadness are working diligently to try and get back to the main control room, because as they're walking around out there, who's left in the control room is anger, disgust, and fear. And so, of course, they're panicking. They don't know what to do, but they have the controls. And so anger makes a decision. Well, we're just going to do it. And so he gets her so angry that the memory of her friendship becomes entangled, and she's frustrated because she's at a new school. I'm jumping a little bit. Her family, they lived in Minnesota, and they moved to San Francisco. She was a hockey player and a very good hockey player. And her family told her, we have this great new opportunity. We're moving to San Francisco. She was a little concerned, but excited. And when she gets there, the house is nothing like she thought it would be. But she puts on a brave face because she wants to be happy for her mom and dad. And her first day in school is she's trying to make friends with people. They make fun of her. And so that feeling of friendship, she gets angry that she doesn't have her friend that she had in Minnesota, that she doesn't have the core group of friends. And so you see that tower of friendship starting to change. The thoughts around friendship were literally starting to change. They were going from a place of joy and excitement to one of sadness, to one of fear and doubt and worry. And it's, when do we do that? When do we have those moments where we feel we're not enough? We feel we don't have enough? And that's a feeling. That's a thought that kicks into a feeling, and then we have a behavior, and then there's the consequence. And when we have something that we've practiced, it happens so effortlessly. And so you see with Riley, she was trying to fight it at first, but really got consumed by this new place that she was living in. The movers, they didn't bring the furniture on time, so she's sleeping on the floor. Her bedroom is not the way she'd like it. So all of these things, just like these building blocks that keep adding up, keep adding up, keep adding up. When do we find ourselves in our life where it keeps adding up, where we've created a story about money, either what we grew up with regarding money, what our family thought? My mother used to say, money don't grow on trees, Gino. I thought, wouldn't that be cool if it did, though? And if it's not one thing, it's another. And you've got to work hard, and struggle. Because if you struggle, you'll get to the finish line and look at your glory. And so all of these things, as I've grown up, as I put into practice, whether I was aware of it or not, these thoughts are attached to feelings, and these feelings have created behavior that have consequences. And so, for myself as struggle, I had a struggle plan. I said that I would have to struggle for about 10 years. I'd struggle really hard. And then after those 10 years, I would go into the land of cornucopia. Because I believed that in order to get to the land of cornucopia, you had to have struggle, which built character. Struggle builds character because you have situations and things that you have to rise above. And so in order to really shine your greatest light, you need this struggle. Now, did I understand that as a teenager? No. I thought it was admirable that I was willing to take on the struggle, that moving to Southern California from St. Louis, that I was ready for the struggle. And when I look back, I was so ready for struggle that I was met with struggle in every way. And I would always overcome the struggle. But now, understanding that struggle was a story that my mom had learned because of her life in struggling. And so she shared that with me, and my dad shared that he worked really hard, and because he worked hard, look at where he had gotten. And so there was all of this hardship and struggle, that when things came easy, sometimes I didn't even think that, well, it came too easy. maybe I don't even deserve it because it came too easy. And so when we start to look at our patterns, when we start to look at our stories, our thoughts and feelings that we've connected, a lot of us have really old patterns running that we've had since we were a kid or since we were a young person. And some of them we've modified, but not really set to rest. When I look at nature, I see how effortless nature is. No matter what is birthing through, there seems to be this effortlessness about it, this beauty of change that's taking place, that understanding, that awareness that through change there is such beauty and grace, and it does not have to be struggle. There will be wonderful new opportunities to explore different things in different ways, absolutely. But it does not have to be a struggle to be, alive, a struggle to move forward. I get that now. So the work that we're doing this month is we're going into the cupboard of our consciousness and we're cleaning out all of those old stories and thoughts that no longer support who we are. And I know a lot of us have done this work in a lot of different ways. But it's great to be reminded, and this movie, Inside Out, was such a visual, beautiful depiction of watching this young lady's emotions running, caught into this new world, living in San Francisco, having no friends. Her mother and father could feel their little tension, not having the furniture arrive on time. They're trying to find their place. And her mother saying to her one night that we really appreciate that you keep a smile on your face, that through all of this, you are joyful. And so sometimes we tend to forget that every emotion has a validation and is needed. Now, do we want to live and pitch a tent in anger? No. But sometimes you need anger to move through, to discuss. And to move from discuss into, well, it can get better. Abraham Hicks has a beautiful chart of vibrational movement that move us from one to the other. It's almost impossible to go from extreme anger all the way to joy. But you can go from extreme anger to, I don't care about this. And then that moves you to, things could get better. They could. They could. And that can tip you right over into hopefulness. Sometimes you just got to take a nap because we get so bogged down with our thoughts. So here's Riley in San Francisco, trying to find her way. Her core joy is out roaming through the abyss of her thoughts, trying to get back into headquarters. And on the journey, they go into imagination, which was so great. So when they get into her little cave of imagination, they met her old friend, her imaginary friend that she played with as a kid every day. And the imaginary friend was there going, hey, I really miss her. I hope I get to see her again. And so when Joy says, look, you can help us get back to headquarters. Well, sometimes you're hanging out with friends and you're talking and you get one of those childhood moments that you remember, oh, wow. I remember I used to have a friend. I was the only child till I was 10. So I did have some imaginary friends. And I remember my mom had got me this huge Snoopy teddy bear. It was huge. I didn't play with dolls very much. I was a tomboy. So, this Snoopy set up about this tall. And I remember I would go and talk to Snoopy and tell Snoopy about my adventures when my mother wouldn't listen to me or my dad wasn't paying attention. And Snoopy and I would have the journey in my room of recreating that feeling. And I would laugh and have a great time. And sometimes I would get so loud, my mother would come in there and say, Gino, who are you talking to? Nobody. But, sometimes we have those moments where we shift right back into that feeling. Right now, I feel the time with Snoopy was so wonderful. And there were times that I would just sleep with Snoopy. And so as we're on this journey to awaken our consciousness to a higher level, the things that keep us blocked and stuck, those are the things we want to start to observe. We want to start to recognize that. So I want to share a little bit. One of the writers on this movie, I love this. He said, one of the most poignant moments in the movie is when Riley's old imaginary friend is devastated to realize he's lost his last chance to ever be with Riley because Joy is now caught down there with him. So Joy was that connection that when she was in Joy, it was easy for her to access that imaginary friend because that energy, that vibration was that. And Joy attempts to cheer him up or force him to keep going. This like, she was on a mission. Joy's like, we got to get back. We got to get back. You can do it. Come on, we can do this together. However, when sadness sits with him and shows that she understands how hard it is for him, he's able to experience his own sadness, to cry, and eventually he's ready to move again. Huge moment. I thought, wow, that's so beautifully said, because there are times in our life that we think, I just want to feel better, I just want to feel better, I just want to feel better, but we haven't experienced, we haven't walked through that journey of whatever is causing the sadness, whatever we've connected into, that there is a gift and there is a blessing in that. And sometimes we try to bypass that without taking the time to have the loss, to feel the sadness, to release that energy, and to observe it, that it's there for our good. So her imaginary friend sitting there with sadness, and at first Joy was like, oh, no. But she recognized that her imaginary friend needed that release, needed that experience to just keep continuing as though it doesn't mean anything. It didn't faze him, did not unlock him from his misery, does not unlock you from your stuckness. So I realized that with money, the thing about struggle and that there's not enough, that there are times that I needed to understand that this story, to observe it, to recognize that when this is coming up, when it's plain, it's not for me to go, oh, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. It's for me to see it and to understand that this is an old story, an old belief that was created out of childhood, that was created out of being a teenager, that was created out of experiences that I did not take the time and did not know at that time to observe the experience, not own it as true, but to observe it and then move through it. Not having the chains of the experience keep me repeating that. Because when we keep repeating something, when we keep repeating a thought that has a feeling, that has a consequence, and we keep that cycle going and going, it becomes a belief. And some beliefs are so deeply embedded that we believe it's true. We believe it's true for our life, and then we start believing it's true for others as well. So we're going to do a little exercise right here. And it's called a focus exercise. And I'm sure you've probably have done something like this before. But we're going to take this opportunity to go through our body, and wherever you are, just relax. It doesn't have to have on any music or anything. And we're going to focus on our body, because our bodies are always talking to us. There's always communication, but sometimes we're too busy to hear it or feel it. So I want you to sit really comfortably and bring your attention slowly to your body and how you're feeling. So just take a deep breath with me. And in this moment right now, just start to get acquainted with your body. Feel your breath. Maybe it's your fingers. Feel your fingers or your toes. Feel your arms and your thighs. Just feel your body. Maybe you feel your heart beating. Or you feel your eyes blinking, or your nose inhaling. Just take this moment to feel your body from head to toe. Maybe you feel that you got a little scratch at the top of your head, or maybe you got a little chill in your body. Just feel your body. Focus on your body right now. Eyes open or closed. It's totally up to you. So as you take this breath and breathe into your body, ask your body this question out loud. What do you want me to focus on? What are you calling my attention to? And don't worry if something doesn't come immediately. Just take a breath and focus again on your body. Ask your body, what do you want me to focus on? And then notice if you get a little tingle somewhere, or you feel that you need to scratch your arm, or maybe your nose is tingling. But just recognize what your body is saying to you. Breathe into that. Notice if anything in your body, if your throat decides to get a little tight, or maybe you feel like you want to move, and it's okay. Just breathe into it. Take that focus again. Recognize that you and your body, you're spending some time with your body right now, observing what it's saying to you. So now, whatever sensation that you're feeling, just say hello to it. Hello, sensation. It could be hello, scratching at the top of the head, or hello, tickle in my throat, or maybe it's something in your stomach, or maybe it's your knees or your feet, whatever the sensation it is. And it may be in multiple places. Just say hello. I'm going to say hello to the upper shoulder, hello. And I'm going to say hello to the top of my head. Hello. I focused on you. I feel you right now. Just breathe into that. Hello. And don't be afraid of it. Just let your mind be with it and watch if it tends to travel. If the sensation travels up or down your body, or if it expands in that area, just focus on your body. Now, as you're focused on it, think of words that come to mind to describe it. What comes to mind for this upper part of my shoulder? It started out with a little bit of a tingling, and now it is very warm sensation. Just, you can speak it out loud, and if you like later on, you can put it in your journal, because we're journaling this month. Just give it a name. The sensation in my thigh is expanding, and it feels very dense. Feels dense. It's okay. It may be traveling and expanding. You can do this at any given time. Any given time. Just breathe in. And just keep checking with that emotion. Keep checking with if you've described it correctly. Maybe it wants a new word. I can feel this sensation in my thigh traveling. I can literally feel it expanding. You probably feeling maybe in a few spots. Just say hello. I feel you. I recognize you. And so this dense feeling, this ball, it feels like a ball rolling. It's kind of weird in my thigh. But wherever it is, just speak it out. And as it moves about, don't be afraid to say hello. Hello to this behind my ear. Hello, sensation. Hello. Welcome in all of the parts of you. Recognizing. Take a deep breath. And if you can, if you get your journal, or if you want to stay in this space, just tell your body you're interested in knowing what are you saying to me? What is it that you want me to know? I'm curious now, because you've quieted the mind enough to feel the vibration running through your body. What is it that you are saying to me? What are you speaking to me? And help me understand in your language what that means, in body language. And tell my body to give me the words. Trust came up for me. Trust. new beginnings. And I'm just sharing some of what I'm experiencing. It does not have to emulate what you are experiencing. This is our own personal time with our body. And as we are taking this journey this month, we want to spend this time really communicating with our body. Because as we do, we will shift. I feel things moving in my stomach right now. You can do this anytime. So, it's great to journal my body, the things you felt, the sensation. Saying hello, I really enjoy saying hello to my body. How many times do we take the time to say hello to our body? This wonderful body, the body of mind and spirit, but our physical body that we utilize all the time. Do we take time to just say hello to it and to listen to what it has to say to us? This is a really beautiful practice. It doesn't take a lot of time. So as we are finishing, just give thanks to your body. Thank your body. I thank my body for all it does. I thank my body for our divine relationship and communication. I appreciate my body. I appreciate the signals that it sends me to let me know when things are going on inside my body, for me to better support it. I thank you, body. Just thank your body. So now take a breath. And breathing back into this moment. Just finishing up that joy. Realize that sadness plays a very big role. That each emotion, fear, disgust, anger, they all play a pivotal role in our lives. And to have too much of one and not another, we get off balance. So remember that as we are taking this journey to raise our consciousness, to, I'm going to say even more so than that, you know, Reverend Kevin had that beautiful diagram: thought, feelings, behavior, consequence. So we are taking the journey this month to start to look at what that really looks like for each of us. And as a community, we're doing it around finances. But once again, if you've got finances, all systems go, then maybe it's health, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's your family relationship or a love relationship, or maybe it's self-love. There is another opportunity, and it doesn't really matter, because when you can start to observe what the cycle is, then we can move through it, and we can create a brand new cycle. We can create a brand new belief. Beliefs are not forever. You can create a new belief. You can start creating a new belief today, right now. But it requires your diligence, practice, and time. So let us take this breath. Breathing into this moment. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And that being said, let's see here. Let's see what I realize now what happened to all the technology. We had to restart everything, and that's what kicked things out of craziness. So let's see if we can do this. This is our conscious giving time. I'm going to see if this will come up and play for us. Ah, yes. I want to thank you, Universal Spirit Center, for all of your divine conscious giving that you do. And as well, to update you on a few things that we have going on in the center. So, let's see here. Lydia, oh, that says Lydia Joy. All right, so Lydia Joy has a book study that will be taking place. I think it starts on the 17th. Please check our web page for that. And you can also contact Lee at Universal Spirit Center for more information about that as well. Let's see if we're going to have, let's see here. There we go, REP, our call to action. We're asking you to listen to the Apple Podcast. The link is on our webpage. Really powerful book, 1619. It's been quite an amazing journey. And very excited, you know, we are getting set for our Alabama trip. So the dates have been changed. We were going May 11th through the 15th, but now we are going May 25th through the 29th. So we will also announce it again on Sunday. Well, at the table, we'll have some airline prices so that you can start to get your tickets for your airline. We'll also have where our main hotel will be and also some surrounding hotels. So on Sunday, at the table, that information will be there. You'll be able to take a sheet with you so that you can start getting the ball rolling. And I spoke to our tour guide today. What a wonderful man, Jake Williams, really sweet. So I'm just so excited about it. So know that things are happening and moving along. So yeah, we changed the date from May 25th through May 29th. It's right before Memorial Day. We get back right before Memorial Day. Ticket prices were better, and he was available for 2 days that week. So it worked out. It's working out really well. Now, all righty. We have just about made it through, I think. So I want to thank each and every one of you for always being here, for the divine love and joy that you share, and for taking this journey and knowing that you are a divine light. Peace and blessings.